Hey guys, welcome back. It's Paula with Paula's Imperfect Plans. So I'm coming in here today to close out our paycheck budget from our first February paycheck, which was on the 7th. And then I'll set up our paycheck for tomorrow, which is the 21st. So you're getting me like this today. It has been a long week. We're not feeling well in my house. I asked my husband if I could come on YouTube looking like this, and he's like, I guess that's a you question. You can just kind of do what you want. Um, the kids have been sick on and off. My girls have been just like one of them. I'm filming this Thursday night because I'm closing out my budget and want to, getting paid tomorrow. So like I need to get this done. But like last Friday night, my youngest spiked a fever. She was sick Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. She was okay on Monday with no fever, so I sent her back to school Tuesday. Wednesday, she doesn't have preschool, so she was going to be home anyway on Wednesday. Tuesday night, my middle kiddo spikes a fever, goes to bed at 5 o'clock, wakes up Wednesday feeling fine, but still has to stay home because she had a fever, 24 hours. So then Wednesday afternoon, the youngest spikes a fever again. So she's home again today, Thursday. I finally caught the sore throat. The girls just keep passing around. One of our, someone who works at the daycare where my kids went when they were in daycare, they're like, it sounds like influenza A is going through that daycare. And she's like, that's what it sounds like. There's a 24 to 48 hour period, in the middle where they're feeling better and then they spike a fever again and end up sick. So, I haven't taken anybody in. We're just doing rest and fluids. Everybody's breathing okay. Everybody's hydrated. So like whatever it is, it's a virus. And until they need medical attention, I don't typically take them in. But so it's just like been a super long week. And I'm like, it's 9:25 and I'm filming this and I should be going to bed. But there is a feverish 4-year-old in my bed and where she was last night. So we didn't sleep very well. And I'm just like, okay, so I'm here filming this. So sorry about that and all of the complaining. Okay, so let's jump in to our paycheck budget for the paycheck that we got February 7th. My husband and I are both employed full time. We are paid biweekly on the same Fridays. So my check was actually $1472.56. So that was above budget. My husband's I was going through some wage adjustments, getting a raise taken away. So I wasn't sure what my paycheck was going to be. My mileage reimbursement, I drive for work. I travel and I do home visiting for I work in a home visiting program. So I travel and see people in their homes in 4 different counties in rural Iowa. So I am reimbursed some amount of cents per mile. And there's also a stamps reimbursement on this, which you'll see. So banking bonus. I signed up for a banking bonus in December with US Bank, and which was my first time doing this. I was inspired by Debt Free Jessie, who's always doing banking bonuses, or talking about banking bonuses. And so I did that. And once you had to get 8,000 or above be direct deposited in that 90-day period to get $450. I wasn't sure if I'd quite hit eight grand just with what my paychecks were. So I was only expecting $350. So that $450 came in actually right after, on the same day that I got the news that like my promotion was being taken away and I was getting my pay cut. So there was some silver lining that day. Interest in our high yield did not come in during this pay period roundup. So that is cash that comes in when we pay our cards back using cash from our cash envelopes. We round up. So that puts money back into our budget. 91 cents, $1.84. And 25 cents. So that was $450 in total. So plasma, the first week I only went once. So that was $40 because I had gone and stayed overnight with my kiddo in a hotel for an Iowa Wolves game. And I came home and dropped them off. And I had like an hour and a nap. And after my hour nap, I was like, yeah, I'm not getting up and driving back to do that. So it was $40 that week. And then it was $125 the next week. So in total, I brought in $165 of plasma during this pay period. So for extra side hustle, so my husband is, I guess, a mechanic by trade. And so he does some, mainly just like for family and friends and some neighbors. But anyway, so he did some work on someone's vehicles, and after, um, and that person is notorious for writing the check for more than what he bills them for, because they must not think he charges enough in labor, which he probably doesn't. So after the parts were paid for that you know needed to do that, 257 was like the net profit there. Okay, so then completed challenges. We completed our emergency fund binder, which was 326. We completed our debt binder at the same time, which was 406. And then later in the month, we completed, still don't know if you've seen that. You should have seen it. Okay, so that was 426. No, you might actually see it tomorrow. Was another completed debt binder plus tinies of 426. So total, we had completed savings challenges of $1,158 that came back excuse me, into our budget. So our total income that we were working with was $54.79 and 43 cents. So if we come down to our savings, our emergency fund, so we budgeted 70 because we were working through the 2025 and 2025, and I have that on the tracker planned out to do that throughout the course of the year. So that was $70 budgeted out of our paycheck, and then the 326 from that emergency binder also went into that. So we actually put 396 into our emergency fund. Nothing went into my kids' savings, so we're still at having 50.83 and 43 cents. So if we come down to our bills, most of these are right. So they're fixed. These were all just what they were. I don't always, so the electric bill isn't fixed at that. So I don't know if I shared this or not yet. We are members of a REC, which is like a rural electric cooperative. So we get a credit once a year based on how much we've paid in, because it's like a membership that you apparently have some ownership in. I don't even understand. But anyway, once a year, the bill that's due in February, there's a credit based on our usage during the last year or some year previously. So Amazon Prime, 69, all of these subscriptions, and I keep saying I'm going to get rid of Kindle Unlimited, but I read, I'm at like 58 books for the year, so I have not been successful in getting rid of that. Netflix, so that's for 2 months of Netflix. We joined it again because my kids were bugging it, because I don't know, there was stuff I wanted to watch on Netflix, and they liked a lot of stuff on Netflix. So I went back and signed back up for it at the end of January. So I just paid for it with the February check, but it's going to come out again February 27th. And so I wanted to cover it with the first paycheck. So I didn't want to cover it again until the beginning of March for the end of March. So I took 2 months worth, the January and the February payments out of this paycheck, if that makes sense. So after 660 in fixed expenses, we were down to 44.23.43. So our annual and semi-annual bills stay pretty much the same as budgeted. They don't change until we get to an annual or a yearly thing that needs changed. Okay, so if we go into groceries, this is when I actually kept track. I'm really proud of myself. This paycheck for everything that we took out of and put savings. So I took a bunch of rollover and put it towards savings challenges, but I paid attention to where that came from. So we spent 185 in groceries. So he took 70 for allowance, his spending, it always is. Mine was, so I was decreasing it. No, it was 70, but I got the things I wanted to get, and then I put the rest into debt savings challenges. So I actually took $55.94 in out of what's supposed to be my spending, and then there's 100 in here because of the 257 in side hustle income that he brought in. I gave $100 in cash to him to do with what he pleased. There was nothing in beauty, nothing in work meals, nothing in drinks. We spent We spent 80, actually we spent 84 in dine out. We spent 15 went into car washes, and I just continue to roll it over because we very much need car washes, but can't wash the car when it's 12 below zero out. So donuts, like kids were sick, and so they weren't there to put their dollars in. I did put 100, so I put that into savings challenges. $150 went into our cash sinking funds. Our school lunch bill was 54.47. That is supplemented with there's a Raise Right program where I can purchase different gift cards, and a percentage goes back to the school, and the school puts everything that they make on that back on our, whether it's our lunch accounts or before and after school program accounts or whatever. So that money comes in onto that account like the 6th of every month. So typically my lunch bill, the beginning or the first paycheck, is less because that credit is taken off. We don't cover subscriptions from Amazon with the first check. The bill for diesel at the co-op for my husband's truck and the snacks that he buys when he goes in there and charges it, $88.75. Quick Start gas card, so that is where we put all of our I buy all the cards on the Raise Right app to get the credit on our school lunch counts, put them on the Quick Start gas cards. So I think it was 100 from our paychecks, and then there's a 29-cent like processing fee, and then I put 403 and the 29-cent processing fee of my mileage onto that to go back into gas. One of my kids won 2 free tickets to an Iowa Wolves game, which is like I don't know what it's called. It's professional basketball, but it's obviously not the NBA, so I forget. This is a G League. Anyway. But we, so we went to that game. The tickets were free, but we ended up spending the night in a hotel, which I cash flowed most of with Plasma. I still had to cash flow $42.01 of the hotel, and I $30 for parking and $28 for food, so $100.01 went toward the Wolves game. Work reimbursement, I mentioned stamps, so I have to buy stamps and get reimbursed for them. The office where I work and where I live is like nowhere near the corporate office anyway. So when I need stamps, I go buy them from the post office, then I get reimbursed. That was included on my mileage check. So I just paid that. I have Target on here. That's pull-ups and wipes. So I knew what that was going in. So that's that. So after $14.80 in variable expenses, leaves us with 26, 29, and 51 cents left to budget. This is a way long video, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, so vacation. I put the $50 that we budgeted and the $450 from the banking bonus on that. That wasn't my original plan, but given the pay change, I knew that we were going to probably have to cut vacation rather than anything else. So I wanted to throw that $450 there, so that because I won't be able to put a whole lot extra there anymore. So nothing went towards LP here. I put $40 into savings challenges in my Christmas binder. 2501 went towards vehicles. 1901 of that was actually transmission fluid. And the other $6 went into our sinking fund, but I didn't put it in separate line items. $50 went into the kids' sinking fund. Nothing went into the gas sinking fund because I put all of that is up in variable expenses with the gift cards. I put $160 away for next summer or this summer's daycare, nothing for tattoo, $44.99. We had cash flowed medical expenses. Okay, so savings challenges, this is when it gets super fun because there's a lot of them here. So usually it's 102 that I budget, which is 30 in minis, 48 in the emergency fund, and $12 in the holiday binder. So this time it actually ended up being 30 in minis, 47 in the emergency binder, 12 for the holiday binder. I put in 119, which would have been just like the extra debt that all went into the that would just what should have been an extra debt payment that I put all into the binders. Plus I put the 157 that I took from the side hustle income. That all went into the debt binders. The $125 in plasma went into the binders. And then 46, I wonder where that, plus 46 extra, plus 40, like these are just all the numbers. Okay, so then when I get to my rollover, 95 from groceries, 6 from donuts, and 20 from dining out all went into there. I think I missed something. Okay, there's an extra 125, and I don't really know why. I think there might have been rollover from the last pay period that I just put. No, that wouldn't be on this check. In any case, $822 with all the stuff that came in, all went into savings challenges. A good chunk of those, a good chunk. 157 plus 46 plus 119 plus 125 all went to right into debt binders. And then some of this 125. A lot of it went into the debt binder. So it just made it more fun for me to save that way. So that's what I chose to do. HELOC, nothing for a minimum payment. The balance transfer card gets 155 with our first paycheck. And this is what I was talking about. Instead of transferring extra money right to the HELOC, I'm putting it in the debt binder because that's more fun, to be honest with you. That's just how I'm feeling about it. So then the extra that we did put on the HELOC was the 406 and the 426 up from the completed binders that came in, which totals $832, which leaves us with 51 cents, which I'm going to, I don't even have it in here. I don't even have the line item, which I am just putting into the buffer, which is just what I do with the change left over at the bottom. So, zero base budget. That was really long-winded. Let's jump into setting up tomorrow's paycheck. All right, so setting up for our budget for tomorrow. So I'm anticipating somewhere around $1,400. My husband is anticipating his typical. We will have some of this extra stuff coming in. I do not anticipate any side hustle stuff. We will not have a banking bonus. And my mileage reimbursement will not be coming in. There will be high yield interest, and there might be the rest of those things. So with the Save 2025 and 2025, I'm putting 75 into our emergency fund and $5 into each kid's savings account. The second half of our internet bill, I anticipate $26.61. Phone bill, this half of our donation, or this portion of our donation, our life insurance, that's about all for fixed expenses. We come down into annual and semi-annual bills. I put 100 into car and home insurance, 35 into vehicle registration, 8 in workout, and 10 in Mint Mobile. $21.94.75 left, coming down into okay, so I always do $280 for groceries. I've been doing $120 for allowance, $50 for beauty, $20 for work meals, which I actually don't need anymore. I don't need that anymore. Drinks, $60, $100 in dine out. Nothing in car washes because I have a car wash for each of us budgeted and rolling over in my wallet. $12 for the donuts, $150 for cash sinking funds, $124 for school lunches, $114 for Amazon subscriptions, which is the vast majority of our household items. I plan on putting $100 on the gas cards. The iWolves game was last paycheck, so I don't need that. That's done. I also don't plan on any work reimbursements or any Target expenses, but we'll see. So, I don't know why I have those. Okay. Then coming down into our sinking funds, I plan to put 55 in vacation. Nothing in LP, $40 towards Christmas, $40 towards vehicles, $50 towards kids, $160 towards summer daycare, $40 towards medical expenses, and $102 in savings challenges. But then I'm coming down to this. Okay. So 102 in savings challenges actually is equals 102 plus 124, because that extra that I was planning there is going into the debt binder. Okay, so 226 towards those savings challenges. Then if we come down to our debt category, our minimum payment for the HELOC is 251.61, which the balance transfer card then gets 195 because that's its setup minimum payment for the second paycheck. And then since I got rid of a few things higher up, we have leftover income of 2685. And so I'm going to take 26 of that and I'm going to put it here in savings challenges. It's really, whoops, I meant plus 26. It's really going to go towards in the debt binder. So it will go to extra debt, just not right this very second. So that leaves us with 85 cents, which I'm going to come and I just put the change back up in the buffer. So that's what I plan on our paycheck tomorrow looking like. We'll see how that actually goes in the end, but still making some big progress. If we look at 124 plus $26 all going directly into our debt binders, that's exciting. So all right, guys, thanks for watching and sticking with me through this super long video. I appreciate each and every one of you. Until next time.